Hey guys, this is Hope Said It back with another Hope Said It Uncut video for you. And if you read this week's blog post, you know I'm talking about quarantine couples. You guys doing okay? Because, you know, I'm struggling a little bit over here. At least I was, because my husband and I have communication issues. So this video will feature my husband, but I thought it was probably better for him to talk in between me instead of at the same time, because I just know that we'll be talking over each other and bickering. And listen, that I said we have communication problems, correct? So I'm trying to solve it. First step is with this video. And it's not like this quarantine period caused the communication issues. It's really that it brought them to the surface. So, you know, if you have financial issues or something like that, that wouldn't come up if you guys are living large and you have money and y'all can spend it. You know, that's not a financial issues type thing. It's when you're struggling, you find out that your significant other doesn't know how to save money. That's when it comes to a head. So it's almost the same thing for us with communication. We were busy. You know, you go like it's two ships going by sometimes, depending on how busy work is and all this other stuff. So then that kind of came to a halt, and then I was like, oh, I guess I should consult you on this. Now, the history of our communication goes way back to college. We were best friends in college, started dating, got married, blah, 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 whatever. But when we went to premarital counseling, we had like an 8-week premarital counseling class at our church. And we were cool. Like every class we were like, yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got it, you know. And at the end, we did an assessment test, I guess just a compatibility type test. On values, you guys got a 90-something. On discipline of children or raising children, you got a 90-something. Just lower than the rest is communication. That's an 85. And I was like, strong B. Strong B. Okay, come on, strong B. That's when I knew, like, okay, this probably could be an issue. And really, just the issue is that as different as we are, we really are the same person. When we're hot, we're hot. When we're cold, we're cold. That's what it is. So when we argue, if someone doesn't feel like backing off and just saying, okay, you got it, it's just gonna go. Case in point was with this printer situation. Now, this printer tried to come for my marriage, okay? Because obviously, because schools are shut down, we're doing at-home learning. So you have to turn in your work at the end of the week. So I was kind of trying to upload my son's work into this app that the school uses. And I was using my phone, just, you know, clicking away, whatever.
I came in and I suggested, hey, why don't you use the scanner, right? Like a great husband would do. Like, hey, baby, you scan it with your phone. Why don't you use the scanner on the computer? Also, on top of that, it is a scanner. It's not just a picture. So I figured, yo, use the scanner, not to mention I've used it a million times, right? So she uses it and it's going slow.
I was like, come on, come on. So then I kind of turned to him and I was like, I mean, does this always go this slow? And he was like,
well, yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, it scans slow. You did?
Sir, why would you suggest something that goes this slow? I was clicking away and I was fine. And you suggest that I use this little slow computer.
But the point is, it's going to scan directly to the computer. So therefore, she ain't got to transfer no file. She ain't got to do none of that.
And then when I kind of said, hey, why would you suggest it? He had the nerve to be like, oh, I mean, I didn't tell you to use it. I was just saying, you know, have you thought of using the scanner? And I was like, you know what? That's the dang problem. Sometimes you don't just say I'm wrong or oopsies. You try to talk yourself into, you know what? If I keep on talking, somehow I will find a tangent and stick my claw in that and I'll be right somehow.
It's alleviating a step down the chain, potentially, which would save time that she otherwise would lose.
I think his problem with communication is that he always tries to play devil's advocate. You know, it's annoying because when I'm venting, child, I just want to hear, yeah, she did. You know, obviously I don't want just a yes crowd, but sometimes you just need to hear that and then get reason later.
They might not be actually going against you. right? They might be like, okay, I see where you go. I see what you did, or I actually don't disagree with that. But have you thought about this, right? Like they're presenting another lane that you could have gone in, or another avenue or way you could have dealt with it. Or maybe they're presenting like, hey, I don't think you should have dealt with it that way, right? That doesn't necessarily mean they're chastising you. That doesn't necessarily mean they're saying anything negative about you. They're trying to be honest with you, and especially depending on the deliverer, you know, that's because they care about you and they love you.
Well, maybe she thought, well, have you considered the option that, well, I would have done? Could you stop? Could you focus on me? Stop. It's not about them. Maybe she would have thought that, well, listen, I'm telling you what she thought, and she disrespected your wife. What you gonna do about that? You know, and he just doesn't think like that. He's more like, well, thinking from the other side, and I don't want to do that. I don't. So that's kind of sometimes where the arguments come as well. For me, let me, talk about me too. It's not all about him and his issues. My issue with communication is that it almost has to happen on my time. With him, it has to happen on my terms.
I'm a type of person where I'm like, yo, let's nip this thing in the bud. Sometimes she can be, I need time to process it. But I, look at it like, yo, you're shutting down on me because I'm trying to tell you this, and now I feel like you're shutting down. So if anything, that's like the biggest thing there, where it's like, look, I want to be honest with you. And there's sometimes when we're doing this communication thing where I don't feel like I can be fully honest. And that's only because I don't want you to shut down, and then we have to wait till whenever to resume this conversation.
I need to either process the information, or sometimes I have to shut down and just be like, you know what, before I say something crazy, let me go. If I do it in the heat of the moment, something's going to come out that I cannot take back. That's just what it is. So a lot of the time I just shut down and say, you know what, let me pray, let me get my words together, and hopefully the Holy Spirit will come all up in me and I will say something that is a little sweeter than what I was about to say. And we don't blow up at each other a lot, but that is one thing I will say. We don't argue often. We bicker. That's fine. I don't even notice when we bicker anymore. But when we do argue, my. No one's backing down. I'm not scared of him. He's not scared of me. Like I think in some arguments, it's like, oh, let me shut up because he said, I'm like, bring it.
We're very strong-willed, strong-minded, alphas in our various roles, and how we attack things. There's a determination and a no quit, I guess you could say, to it.
That's the problem that we run into. But overall, I think this has helped us focus on communication more. We're trying to, it's not like we're going to therapy or anything, but we're trying to deal with it head on, making sure, hey, I told you about this, correct? Hey, you're listening, correct? Because something you do not know is that Brandon, he listens when he wants to.
My listening skills are hit or miss, up and down. I'll admit. My memory is super sharp. Super sharp.
He has a very selective memory. I mean, when I tell you things that happen in college, he'll be like, what are you talking about? Mind you, he'll remember you were wearing this outfit and blah, blah. And that girl was in my 6th grade health class. And then I'll say, hey, you did this in college. And he's like, I don't recollect. I could have, but I don't know. And then also working on listening, because there's 5 million things always going on in his head. So sometimes I'm talking and I'm like, I know good and well he's not listening to me.
I think it's like most, where sometimes the conversation that is about to be had, either you feel you've had it and you ain't trying to deal with it again. You're kind of like, why are we doing this again? Like, seriously? The Lakers is on. Or B, the conversation that's about to be had or whatever y'all talking about, sometimes just that time just isn't the right time.
We're working on it. It's something we're doing, and I can't say that there's a specific exercise that we're doing.
I really just think it takes practice, effort, and time.
Being aware, it helps as well. Just being aware so that you can catch yourself, or you can just say, you know what, this is my issue in communication, so let me work on it. Just being self-aware, that's huge. If you're in a relationship, let me know what issues came up now that we're in close quarters and we're in, quarantine period. What issues came up in your relationship that you kind of didn't expect for it to happen, and how did you guys solve it? For me, as you heard, it's communication, but I'm sure for you it's something else. So let me know that, and let's just start the conversation. My blog is hopesaidit.com, and you can follow me on social media at hopesaidit anywhere. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Marriage, Motherhood, Hair, Life. I didn't even do anything. Hold up. I mean, look, can you cooperate with me? Hold on, let me do that again. Marriage, Motherhood, Hair, Life. Okay, let me just not do that. Marriage, Motherhood, Hair, Life, and you know, click the bell so you're notified every time my video uploads. Is the bell over here or over here? I want to be cool, so ding ding. I have new videos weekly, so stay tuned for that, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
The Epson printer. Is this recording? Yeah. I see the red dot. Okay, I'm sorry.